So yeah, so I had 12.8 billion for Astra, or 12.9. They came in at 13.6 in revenue. It's a pretty massive beat, for my numbers at least. 𝗔𝗠𝐤 sales were very good, about 100 million better than I thought. For 𝐔𝐳A, a little bit better than I thought. Soliris has a problem with biosimilars coming very, very soon. So Soliris sales were weaker than expected, which is good as long as Ultomiris sales are better than expected because they're switching from one drug to the other. Imfinzi, actually a little lighter than expected. Tiny bit. Symbicort beat. The Symbicort dynamics are very weird. It's an older drug, actually. Lynparza beat a little bit. And HER2, actually weaker than I thought, just by 10 million, but interesting. Ultomiris, decent beat there. Calquence, decent beat. Brilinta, in line. Fasenra, great beat, actually. So I guess, yeah, I was a little skeptical that Fasenra could keep growing, but I obviously have to readjust my model there a little bit. Okay, Crestor, old product. Where are we? There we go. 304, decent little beat. Zoladex, little beat. Strensiq, Breztri, small beat. Nexium, weaker than expected. Remember, this drug is super old. The purple pill. If you guys don't remember Nexium and Prilosec. Celokin, small beat. Imjudo, launch drug. Worse than expected. I really hate CTLA-4 inhibitors, so I'm not surprised. The big surprise here is, oh, actually, Tezspire came in line with my numbers. But Tezspire is still growing pretty good. Let's see. TrueCap. TrueCap, huge beat for a launch drug. Very good. I want to say huge beat. Decent beat. Decent sized beat. Pulmicort, a little worse than expected. Other cardio in line. Lokelma in line. They think Lokelma is going to be big. I don't really think so. Roxadustat, small beat. 𝐘𝐤 these drug names are great, right? 𝐘𝐤 in line. Safenlo, slightly worse than I thought, but basically in line. Other oncology in line. Kanuma. So this is $200 million beat. So this is the new RSV antibody. So this is the drug that basically Beyfortus. So this is the RSV drug that basically is going to replace Synagis. But they also have a deal with Sanofi. So that means Sanofi had a good quarter. Now RSV is seasonal. So I just have to keep that in mind. WAINU is for TTR amyloidosis. Small beat there. So maybe that drug has a little bit more legs than I thought, but I didn't think it was too competitive. AirSupra, kind of the dumbest name for a new drug. Small beat there. Also may have better launch than I'm thinking. AirSupra is funny. It's albuterol and budesonide, which is a funny, I guess, good combination. Orpathus, kind of a dog. They'll probably stop reporting Orpathus. Flumist, decent quarter actually. Synagis, a little worse than expected. Other respiratory, a little worse than expected. So this beat really came from a bunch of drugs, I guess. 𝗔𝗠𝐤 added 100. Yeah, it was a pretty broad beat. You know, there wasn't one specific thing that drove most of it. I mean, Beyfortus was a good gain there. But so revenue growth accelerated to 18%. Last quarter was 13. Quarter before 17, 7. And this isn't an M&A thing. Usually, like if you do a ton of M&A, you know, you can goose your numbers. But this is 19% constant currency revenue growth, which is kind of crazy for a pharma. Their pipeline's not that great. So how did they get there? With the China fraud thing, I think they did a really good job. They did a separate call on that, and they did a really good job explaining it. there's definitely something going on in China that's problematic. Yeah, the phase 3 press release for CHEGG will be on their website. It'll be on the news wires. It tends to hit the news wire first, but sometimes it hits the website first. So you gotta look at both. Yeah, so in general, I mean, the AstraZeneca numbers were great, and they raised guidance. They've had such a long history in China. I don't think what's going on now is enough to really hurt them, like to kick them out or to... Yeah, the two issues dogging AstraZeneca are the China thing, which I think will blow over, and the weight loss drug, which was kind of a little underwhelming, I guess. Their obesity pipeline, they want to do GLP as well. But I didn't think it was underwhelming at all, actually. They have a really good strat, in my opinion. But yeah, earnings were a little better than expected. I'm surprised the stock isn't up. I have a fairly large bet. So I think I'm just going to keep rocking with that bet, I guess. Well, let's look at this stock that Void asked for, ARTV. Well, I don't have much cash, actually. They have a small amount of property, plant, and equipment. Oh, these guys really did just go public. They have a safe. They have a bunch of safes, which is very cringe. Allogeneic, off-the-shelf, natural killer cell-based therapies. Are there any natural killer cells now that are approved? I don't think so, right? There are no FDA-approved natural killer cells. That's a real thing, HK. Oh, Hume is such a good short. Hume was like one of the most incredible shorts. It's almost up there with SAVA. SAVA is interesting because it's got the weird story, you know. This is the stock I'm reviewing right now. It's called Artiva, ARTV. They make natural killer cell therapies. That's why I was talking about natural killer cells. I do not believe there is an FDA-approved natural killer cell therapy. Would one of you like to confirm that for me? Don't make me grumpy, man. I'm already grumpy this morning from a software bug. Our database, one of our database vendors, disappointed us. Bloomberg's had a robust system for a long time, and they've had a long time to run tests and alerts and stuff like that. So we'll do that too. But you know, catching up means cutting corners and, you know, hardening the system after, and every edge case possible. And security is a very small part of it. Security is the last part. Engineering is the key part. Anktiva is a drug's name. Yeah, different. RA Capital is in this stock. Quarterly press release here. Okay, they did a $179 million IPO, so that's... I like CHEGG. I think you know that. 10K is, of course, yeah, very important. Got to read the 10K. I like AbbVie and AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca, they're both sort of bounce plays. Yeah, VKTX is fine, you know. It's a good long. It's not life-changing, world-changing. No one stock is gonna, you know, be your hero. Okay, so they're doing lupus. AlloNK. Cell therapy for lupus. Yeah, John, I got a whole bunch of AstraZeneca calls that are just not that exciting, unfortunately. Doing rheumatoid arthritis with Rituxan. So they don't have any data. They IPO'd at 12. Stock's at 13. We have already demonstrated that AlloNK in combination with Rituxan was able to drive deep B-cell depletion in the periphery and observed CRs in heavily pre-treated patients naive to CAR-T in our ongoing trial with relapsed refractory BNHL. But that's in combination with Rituxan? Yeah, CHEGG is still profitable. They are fully embracing AI. They have a deal with OpenAI, which is, I think, a large AI company. One of the larger ones, I believe. I don't know if they can't recover. They still have millions of customers. Parents still want to buy their kids the tools they need. Everybody knows the books, the value investing books, right? Ben Graham's books. I have AstraZeneca 64 calls. They're not looking good. Maybe over for Astra. What skills are more important for a business analyst in value investing? Patience, hard work, and a good mental makeup.
Order partially filled.
That's really it. Yeah, CHEGG's earnings tonight are going to be risky. Be careful. Anything can happen. This is a very speculative, crazy bet. Don't say that I didn't warn you. I'll say I didn't warn you or something. Be prepared.
Order filled.
You want to be bold. You want to make big moves. You got to eat the risk too. I'm covering DJT just for delta hedging and bouncing. Like I do think I can trade around it and pay off my Vega. Or Theta, I should say. It's not hard to read a balance sheet. It's value investing from a mechanical perspective. There's an art to it. The basics are very easy though. Read Ben Graham, yeah, the basics are.
They have an underlying good business. They're making money. They literally are profitable. I mean, how long will it be profitable? We don't know, but it's not like revenue. People are acting like revenue for CHEGG went down 90%. It went down 10%.
Just because you think you know, because you use ChatGPT, that it's all over for CHEGG, that's not exactly an advanced thought. Maybe their IP's worth something. No, people in DJT are trying to make a quick buck like anybody else. They're not gonna. Some of them will hold it forever, but I'm not sure that changes anything. You know, that diamond hand thing doesn't work. Ask AMC. VKTX volatility? Yeah, it's mostly just downside. Yes, I am familiar with the umlaut. That is our logo. Floating umlaut, ghost umlaut. Day like today reminds you why you have to short. Otherwise your portfolio is all red. We don't like that, do we? Someone just sold me SAVA 7.5 puts for 2 cents.
Order partially filled.
I'll keep buying from this guy.
Order filled.
I mean, SAVA comes out tomorrow. These 3-cent puts could be worth $3. Well, they're $3 each, and I'm buying hundreds of them, but see if I can buy some of the 10s as well. My favorite thing is the SEC never accuses me of insider trading pharma because it's like, they're like, yeah, he's just a hustler. So if it happens between now and Friday, which is totally possible, by the way, and it goes to 2, like 8 cents goes to $8. Yo, 100x, we did it, boys. Godel Terminal is free. It's currently $60 a month. You can, we do have options now. We have earnings estimates. We have all US stocks. We're adding global stocks shortly. Holders list, news from 8,000 wire sources. At this point, you know, we're getting closer and closer to some of our competitors. Yeah, we'll go up to 80, I'd say, when we add more international markets. When we add bonds, it's gonna be like, gotta go up to like 100 or 200. But I also want to make it so that, like, if you just use equities, that it's as cheap as possible. So, like, if you're not going to ever use bonds, why should you pay for the bonds? Bloomberg doesn't do that. Bloomberg's like, nah, it's $2,500 regardless. $2,500 a month. And then, of course, I'm going to fine tune it because I use this to trade every day, as you can see. And I got Bloomberg as well. So for me, I want to make sure that everything's the same. Same keystrokes.
Order partially filled.
When the news comes out, I want to see
Order filled.
The news come out at the same time as Bloomberg. How are you going to compete with Bloomberg? Better product. I'm making AI products for this. Yeah, who's paying $2,500 a month, man?
Ulian, I'm not really sure what you're saying, but you can certainly try our product for free. And you could, I hope you try it for free for a year and then sign up a year from now whenever you want, you know? You don't have to sign up for it now. Whenever you decide that it's worth it, sign up. We try not to hire non-US devs unless they're financial information experts. If you're a financial information expert, I don't really care where you're based. But you have to be somebody that knows, like you worked at Thomson Reuters, London Stock Exchange, Bloomberg, a hedge fund, something like that. Otherwise, we're not going to hire a remote engineer. We could find those locally, just a front end guy or something like that. JP Morgan counts if you dealt with stock data, if you dealt with market data. I would say yes, for sure. One of the most interesting things is our news terminal. I mean, this is what people really pay for Bloomberg. I mean, the fact that you have thousands of news articles just trickling in every second is what people pay for. Because if a news article comes out and you see it and you're prepared, you know, it'll, it's a pretty critical, let's see if I have this on pause. Or, yeah, so if you watch the tape, I've made a lot of money over the years watching the tape and just waiting for news to come out. When news comes out, I pounce before everybody else, and that's that. But we're also going to give you the tools to do that with machines, with LLMs. So that's coming really soon. I've been working on that. There are advantages to having Bloomberg right now. Bloomberg has been around a really long time. They have a wonderful product. I'm a huge fan of Michael Bloomberg. They have a lot of business practices that aren't so great. It's very hard to log in to the terminal. It's very expensive. It's old-fashioned. It doesn't really have a lot of new features. They haven't really worked on a lot of new features in a long time. But it's still a very, very good product, and it's better than our product, but it is $2,500 a month. We're at $60 a month, and we're catching up quickly. But it'll take us some time to equal them. It will not be overnight. But I appreciate your support, and you know, they don't have me
Order partially filled.
telling you,
Order filled.
giving you picks. If you're a GoDel user, I will work for you for free, but I also am a little bit behind. So let me see if I can find some time to find some stocks for you guys. Yeah, I don't know what's eating AstraZeneca. Sometimes the markets just be that way. And I feel bad for those SAVA bulls. Good luck. It's a tough place to be. Someone's got to
Order
pay.
partially filled.
So yeah, I don't really understand what's going on with this data. I guess if they're B-cell. Okay, so the problem I have with this data is we have no idea if it's the Rituxan doing the job or not. So CD, otherwise it's kind of interesting.
Order filled.
They have clinical trial data coming. It may not come this week. It probably won't, I would say. But if it does, those puts would be nice. So you kind of have to give it with an antibody because they work together. This is Artiv. It enhances the ADCC effect of antibodies. So these are Rituxan failures already. I kind of like this one. I usually hate cell therapy. Haven't looked at Q32, but you can ask me on Godel. I'll look at it if I have time. I don't show every trade. I'm more of an analyst than a trader. You know my bets. You know, these are my 3 bets. I'm short DJT, I'm long AstraZeneca, and I'm short cassava. That's all you really need to know. I make little nibbles here and there that don't even make me any money. I waste my time making these little nibbles and adjustments that don't do much. Yeah, this actually looks kind of interesting. I mean, I have to learn more. I'll stick a pin in it. I have to learn more about it. But at first blush, I'd actually kind of like it. Okay, what's Q32's ticker? You can do $Q32 bio QTTB. QTT. Okay, 500 million market cap. Look at that. That's weird. A lot of stuff to look at, guys. I haven't even gotten breakfast yet. I think we can get $80 on Astra eventually, but I'm playing for into the low 70s. Data can come out anytime. They said the database is being cleaned. Once that's locked, it can't be changed anymore. And then once it can't be changed anymore, they do the primary analysis, and that takes 1 second. They said they're almost done. They've been cleaning the database for a few weeks. Even the biggest database doesn't take that long to clean. Okay, so this is an antibody. I guess there are new antibody names. They did start making. They said they're not going to delay. I know how trials work, so if database is almost done cleaning, data's coming very soon. And when somebody was like, by year end, he's like, oh, definitely. Which means, sounded like a little bit like November to me. Could be late November, could be early December. I don't think it's Christmas time. I gave up on SMCI, it just acted too weird. But I do like it. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes you clean up your portfolio, you're like, I'll live without that one. I think Dell or somebody would love to buy it. Like, why not? If I'm Dell, I'm just calling right away. My guys will do the accounting from here on out because you're going to be a subsidiary of my company, all right? That's what I would do. Get Morgan Stanley on the line. Let's go. Get those documents ready. Get some lawyers in here. So when I call the law firm and I say, you guys are about to have a long week. Shkreli's cooking something nice. I said, yes, sir. I'll have a delicious meal for you. Vicky Bart. Alopecia areata. and atopic dermatitis, also known as eczema for you home gamers. You Monday morning quarterbacks. All right, so data. So we're going to get a bunch of data from these guys, huh? That's a big deal. QTTB, big binary event. We should put on like a calendar of binary events. And they have another drug called AVX097. All right, Brad, we'll see. SAVA is gonna moon isn't exactly the most intelligent thing you could say, but you know, if you have a reason. We both have our own money, so that's one of the best things about the relationship. We don't have to worry about that. And so many marriages and relationships fall apart because of money, even if it's subtle. Like the person, one of the people in the marriage is making more money, usually the man, not always. You know, there's a bit of a frustration by the woman because she feels like she can't express her feelings, or she has less power in the relationship, and that sucks. It causes a lot of issues, you know. A lot of stress. I saw it didn't really happen in my family. I was gonna say I saw it in my own family, but my family was actually pretty good about that. But you know, the point stands. Yeah, Pharming is a home run. Okay, I'm gonna put it in my recommendation sheet. Let's do Pharming, PHAR 11, 12, 24, long recommendation, 818, share, conviction is a 6. Good luck.